breathe a sigh of relief, Oxford United fans, because it's 99.99999% sure that we will be staying in League One next season and we can put this nightmare of a season behind us. Hello everybody and welcome to another review of this Oxford United game. Today, Oxford United were away at Forest Green Rovers. You could not ask for a more favourable fixture when you're looking to win a game to stay in the league. Oxford United playing the side who've had a terrible season, bottom of the table, trying to get follow-up on that great win that we finally got against Cheltenham Town, and Oxford United delivered. It was a great, almost perfect away performance for the U's. It was another comprehensive victory. No nerves at all. Wow, there were a few at times. It finished Forest Green Rovers 0, Oxford United 3. But in many ways, attention turned away from what was happening on the field at the New Lawn Stadium, and it moved towards what was happening in the other games in League One, as results went from the sublime to the ridiculous for Oxford United. There were times where we were safe. There were times where we still needed to get a win on the final day. And then ultimately, things did go our way. But I'll get into all of that. I will leave timestamps down below. I'm going to do a match review. I'm going to do player ratings. And I'm going to give my final thoughts. As I said, it is timestamped, so you can click to any point of the video should you wish to. But if you do, then the least you can do is hit that like button. That helps me out a lot. And if you like the content, then think about subscribing. Try and get me to 650 subs. That would be fantastic as we try and march towards 700 before the end of the season. But without further ado, let's jump into that team news. Not many changes from Liam Manning after he got his first win as Oxford United boss in midweek in that game against Cheltenham. It is only that Tyler Goodrham dropped to the bench only because he was an injury concern. It meant that Josh Murphy, who is now redeemed in most of the fans' eyes, he's come in and played. He's shown a lot of effort and played well in the last few games, and I'm really glad to see that. But he came in and got a start today. It meant Goodrham dropped to the bench. That was the only change for the U's. But let's move on and have a look at Forest Green, who were playing largely a 4-4-2 this afternoon. But it's been a miserable season for Forest Green Rovers. Bottom of the league, gone down with a bit of a whimper. For Duncan Ferguson in charge, only one win, and that was that win against Sheffield Wednesday since he's taken over. I'm not really too sure he's going to be the man to take Forest Green forward into League Two. Yeah, there's a few problems in that side, that's for sure. But they make one side from the side that lost Al Glossico to Cheltenham last week, and that is that Garrick misses out. Mainly, they said through illness, he's not been well in the week. And it meant that Tyrese Omatoy came in and played on the wing instead of him. Moving on to the game now, and we wanted Oxford to make a fast start in this one, and it was the first 7 or 8 minutes of the game, it was a very low-key game. I'll say Forest Green did put a little bit of effort into the first few minutes, but really the first time Oxford bore their teeth and threatened Forest Green really shown that they didn't really have a lot of answers for it. It was really Kieran Brown who should have taken the lead from a Billy Bodin free kick. It was an easy header for Brown, but he put it straight at Doohan in goal. But then a minute later, Oxford United got the goal and got into the lead. And it was a very good goal from Oxford United's point of view, but a very easy goal from Forest Green's point of view. Oxford didn't really have to do too much, but that doesn't mean that the pass and the finish were not good, because they were. And it was Kyle Joseph who got his 10th goal of the season. Great to see Joseph back in the goals. He deserves to get to double figures. He has been a great loan signing in a season that's been often bogged down by talk of transfers. He has been one guy that has been a good loan signing, that is for sure. It's Oxford who just passed the ball quite simply through Forest Green, straight through the middle, really. Marcus McGuane gets the ball, plays a speculative through ball, and it's Kyle Joseph, really, who's able to muscle the centre-back out of the way quite easily and just get in on goal, and he just powers his finish confidently past Doohan. The perfect start that Oxford United wanted. We could just relax into this game now, and it really was a very comfortable, low-key game. Forest Green rarely threatened in this one. Forest Green comfortable passing the ball around, pretty neat and tidy passing the ball around, but quite often the way Oxford's shape was, it meant they were forced to go back and side to side, and then when they did try something, quite often they gave the ball away. I think there was just one decent cross and one long-range effort that were the only things that threatened them, and you were just hoping Oxford would get that second goal. Oxford, when they did up the tempo, they were quite fluid and really Forest Green couldn't really match it, but just didn't see that enough. You thought Oxford were playing quite well within themselves. Everything looking very rosy at half-time with results going our way. It was just a matter of thinking, can Oxford don't sit back on this? Can we get that second goal and can we kill this game off? And we did not have to wait too long. Tyler Goodrham came on and replaced Marcus Brown, and within 2 minutes, Oxford United were 2-0 up. And it came through pressing. We saw some good pressing against Cheltenham Town in the week, and that returned in this game today. And Forest Green just dilly-dallying on the ball. And it was really good pressing by a number of Oxford United players. But it was Tyler Goodrham who won the ball back. And then the ball broke to Tyler Goodrham on the edge of the box. And he just ran onto it, curled it beautifully into the top corner, second or third touch. Thank you very much, Tyler Goodrham. Absolutely brilliant. All the nerves subsided from this Oxford United performance after that. A very, very comfortable afternoon, made more comfortable by a bit of individual brilliance by a wonderful young talent. There was one chance for Forest Green, really good one, and it came out of absolutely nowhere. It was just a long ball forward, which a flick on was able to get the ball onto Omatoy, who was in on goal. It was 1-on-1. If he was more composed, should have finished the ball off, should have made it 2-1. But Eastwood came out and made a pretty comfortable save, a good save by Eastie. Probably the only thing he had to do in the game, but he kept his clean sheet intact. The sort of chance you've seen Oxford United miss in recent weeks as well. Forest Green did make some changes, and the likes of Garrick and the likes of Bakayoko definitely injected some pace and some energy into this Forest Green performance. But we've seen that from Oxford in recent weeks. Never really worried Oxford too much. And then Oxford killed this game off. Billy Bodin, first goal for a while for Bodes. But yeah, similar to Tyler Goodrham, but probably a little bit better, really. Billy Bodin getting the ball centre of the goal, 25 yards out, takes a touch, bends it into the top corner. Another wonderful strike. 3 wonderful strikes, escalated in quality really as they went on. This was the pick of them. Absolutely superb goal. Meant Oxford United just coasted through this game really for the rest of it. Everybody's attention, mine included, just turned to games elsewhere, hoping that results would go our way, hoping that we would be safe and we wouldn't need to sweat it out on the final weekend. And thankfully, those results came, and they came in the freakiest game possible. MK Dons. Well, first of all, let's say Morecambe, dead and buried against Lincoln, come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. Cambridge getting a big win away at Accrington after Accrington beat Bolton. On Tuesday night, they go and lose 2-1 at home to Cambridge. And then MK Dons were 4-1 up against Barnsley. But that lead got whittled away, and Barnsley did get that equaliser. It finished 4-4, and that means that Oxford United 3 points clear. Morecambe, MK Dons can only match Oxford's points tally now, but their goal difference is so inferior by a long shot, by a huge number of goals. It means that Oxford are almost certainly safe in League One next season. What a very... These 2 games have come around at a very favourable time, but Oxford took full advantage of them. Thankfully so. Better late than never. And let's move on to some very comfortable player ratings. And I'm going to try not to miss one this time. How have I done that 3 weeks in a row? It's ridiculous. It's not even trying to do it as some sort of long gag. But let's start with Simon Eastwood. Clean sheet for Eastie. Didn't have much to do. 1 good save. 7 out of 10. Get ready for a rinse and repeat here. Sam Long, 7 out of 10. Solid as a rock. Probably his easiest game of the season. Kieran Brown as well. 7 out of 10. How can I mark these Oxford players any lower than that? They just went and did exactly what they needed to do today. Same with Elliot Moore. Solid as a rock at the back. He just won everything in the air today. He was not going to be beaten. Stuart Finley as well. He has looked better every single week. He just looks more solid, and they're building a good partnership together. 7 out of 10. Cameron Brannigan, Just keep it coming. Keep it coming. Cameron Brannigan gets a 7 as well. Just very comfortable, very solid. Oxford just kept Forest Green Rovers at bay so well today. Marcus McGuane, yeah, I'm going to give him the same grade as well. You could have moved him up a grade, but I don't do half grade, so he gets a 7. Just so his composure's completely back now. It's so calm on the ball. You still feel there's so much more to come from him, but in the role he's doing at the moment, he just looks very comfortable and very composed, as I just said, and you really feel like he's never going to give the ball away, and that is just such a big strength in there. Marcus Brown came off at half time. I'm just going to give, come on. I'm just going to give these Oxford boys a 7. He didn't do much in the game. He probably should have scored in the game, but, I'm just so delirious that these Oxford boys have done so well. I'm going to give him a 7. Billy Bodin gets an 8. Of course he does. He's added a little bit of quality to this Oxford United lineup that has been sorely missed. His link-up play is really good, and as I say, he's got that touch of magic with a wonderful goal in there today to round off a superb performance and a welcome return to the side. 8 out of 10. Josh Murphy, I'm going to give him a 7 too. Another decent performance from a player that we're finally seeing is looking motivated and actually wants to be here, which is great. And, you can have... He was public enemy number 1 for a long time, wasn't he? But if you come in and you show effort and determination, fans will get on board quite quickly, and that's what he's shown. He looked dangerous with his crossing again today. Not any amazing runs or anything like that, taking players on, but just good. Defensive work was good too, and this is the sort of guy that we want to see. And if we get this Josh Murphy for next season, then I think we'd all be happy for him to stay. Kyle Joseph, I'm going to give Kyle Joseph a 8 out of 10. Again, just work rate is superb. Got a wonderful goal, 10 goals for the season. He's done everything we've asked for him to do this season, and another superb display. 8 out of 10. Having to just double check that I've got everybody. I think I've got everybody this time. Tyler Goodrham came on at half time for Marcus Brown. Of course he gets an 8 out of 10. Another wonderful goal to add to his wonderful season that he's having. Such an infectious player. We're loving seeing Tyler Goodrham playing, and looking forward to seeing what he can do and how he can progress under Liam Manning is very, very exciting. But 8 out of 10 for the much-loved Tyler Goodrham. Brandon Fleming comes on after 61 minutes. I'm going to give him a 7. Looks good, doesn't he? I like Brandon Fleming. I think it'd be interesting to see what to do with him. Whether he is just someone that's going to get loaned back, we never see him again, or whether Liam Manning's got some interest in keeping him, because if we switch to wing-backs, he could be a very useful player to have in the starting lineup. But he always, again, from a lone player, he always looks motivated, and I think he's a really good player, and 7 out of 10 for Brandon Fleming. Ocean Smith came on after 73 minutes, and he's probably the only one I'm going to give a 6 to, just because he didn't really have enough time to influence the game, but he did all right when he came on. It was such an easy game to come on to. And Javan Anderson came on after 85 minutes, and he doesn't really get a grade because he came on 5 minutes to go, so not unfair to grade Javan. But move on to Liam Manning, and Liam Manning gets a 9 out of 10. Oxford just look of the fresh side, and it's wonderful to see. And I know it's late in the season and it's nearly over, but it's great that it's piecing together more and more now under Manning. He sorted out the defensive side of things. There were massive problems going forward in terms of scoring goals, but in the last couple of games he was positive, and he was adamant that those goals would come, and they have come, and we're playing some good football now, and we look a hard side to beat, we look a measured side, and we look a composed side. And my goodness, isn't it just nice to see Oxford United winning football games again? Thank you, Liam Manning. Looking forward to seeing what you could do with this side moving forward. 9 out of 10 for him. Final thoughts are very odd. First thoughts are fantastic that we're staying up. Just what a relief that it is. As soon as you escape relegation or you get out of it, you're relieved, you're happy, but you instantly turn to thinking, let's just never be in this position again. And we should never be in this position again. I'm not going to get into it in terms of why it went wrong, what's went wrong, because it's been talked to death, and we'll do a review video after the end of the season and we'll go over all of that. But just be very grateful that we have had favourable fixtures at the end of the season, and we've been able to take advantage of them. The players have stepped up, the goals have come, and we've had 2 wonderful performances back to back from a side that's got way more potential than what it has shown for pretty much all of the season. But hey, it's been crap, it's been rubbish for large parts, but at least we are staying in League One, and be thankful for that. And yeah, but the game was very weird. Just quickly on Forest Green, I mean, what a horrible season. What a really rubbish season for you guys. And it just felt like you just didn't have anything left to give today. Everybody just feels like so sick of this season that you just want it over with, and you could see that out there today. The players just played with very little. They're very low key. There was such a little drive and effort and ambition from the side out there today. And if I just think back to the side that came to the Kassam earlier on in the season, that took the game to us in the second half of that game, and probably should have come away with a win. The likes of Wickham and Jamil Matt just not there anymore. Yes, O'Keefe's there, but lots of boys as well. And I know you've had some players injured like McAllister, but it just looked a very toothless Forest Green side. And good luck for next season. And I hope that you're able to have a good season next season. And if you are any Forest Green fans watching this, let me know your thoughts on it. But I mean, yeah, we've Oxford have had seasons like that before, and it's just absolutely crap, and you just can't wait for it to be over and to start again with an even playing field. What a weird 3-0 win. Just again, you didn't really... Everything just felt so low-key on the pitch when the third goal went in. The game was done, and you're just constantly just looking at these other scores and just thinking, right, okay, well, gonna have to beat Accrington on the final day now. We're gonna have to roll the sleeves up and go again. And then you're just kind of hoping that the results will go your way. And then finally, that equaliser came in from Barnsley, and it just means that even if we lose to Accrington now, they're not going to score enough goals to overturn it, and Accrington aren't going to beat us, hopefully, by enough goals to overturn it as well. So, job done. Absolutely job done from an Oxford United point of view. I'll be going to the final game against Accrington, and it's very nice that there's nothing riding on it. I actually think Oxford will go on and win this game as well. I think the players will be motivated to put a shift in. Accrington a relegated side as well, so I think the players will go on to beat Accrington next weekend. But maybe it will be a bit of a damp squid like we saw against Doncaster at the end of last season. But either way, I will be going, and it will be nice to just go there and just enjoy it and not have any stress or worry. We can just watch the other scores come in. Nice and relaxed. But that's it. That's pretty much the journey over now for this season. Just one more game to go. We did it. We did it. By hook or by crook, we got the job done. Better late than never. We just kind of rescued things in those last couple of games. But I hope that you did like this video. If you can hit like, that's absolutely great. Leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let's just celebrate the fact that Oxford United are staying in League One next season. Like I say, and if you can hit subscribe, that helps me out too. I'll do some videos in the week, I think, about like predictions for other leagues and see if I can get any views on that. But if not, I'll do a review of the Accrington game. Thanks very much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sure you will. See you soon.